The new Mantis X10 firearms performance system has all the goodness of the original, plus holster draw analysis and recoil analysis. It's a fantastic upgrade and I recommend it highly. Sight the gun and trigger the gun, get a lot of work, but really, here's what I want you to think about with sighting the gun, okay? The other part of recoil control, so we'll talk about recoil control in a minute. John, come here real quick. And again, this is a fighting principle, right? So we're standing in a fight, we're about to fight, right? So we notice that I'm bladed off here, right? So why do I blade off when I'm in a ready position to fight?
Who, me? Yes, me?
Yeah, why would I do this?
If you blade off that way, you're going to try to make yourself a little bit smaller.
So I'm a little smaller, I've got more reach with my jab hand, right? Yeah. But okay, so now when I'm going to try to deliver force with this dominant hand, am I going to deliver force from here?
Nope.
What am I going to do?
Turn your hips.
I'm going to turn my feet into the target, I'm going to turn my hips into the target, my shoulders into the target, and deliver force with my face looking at the target. That's how I'm going to deliver force. So guess what? When I am driving up like this into the gun, I'm delivering force in this moment because I'm controlling recoil, right? So I got to deliver force to this gun. So instead of blading off like this, which then again makes the force come all around me and all that stuff, I point my toes, my hips, my shoulders, and my nose at the target. So that puts me in a spot. Now I can't do that and sit on my heels because then it's gonna send me backwards, right? So just stand on the toes of my feet, stand on the balls of my feet like normal, like a regular athletic stance. So in a regular athletic stance, whether I'm a linebacker, a shortstop, whether I'm playing defense on a hockey rink, right? When it comes time when a guy's coming at me, I face my threat, right? A guy's coming at me, I don't do this when I'm trying to defend the goal. I just wouldn't do that, right? So when it's time to go, I put my toes, my hips, my shoulders, my nose at the target. That's all I gotta do. Then I put the gun up in both hands, do the grip like I've done, put the front sight in between the rear sight, and now I've got the gun sighted correctly, okay? Now triggering the gun, holy smokes. A lot of people, oh, I pushed low left, and so because I push low left, that's because I'm mashing the trigger. Almost certainly not because you're mashing the trigger. The 99% of the time when somebody is shooting low left as a right-handed shooter, low right as a left-handed shooter, it's because they're gripping their whole hand. So what happens is that when I've gripped this gun, this is hard. You notice that when I move this, notice these fingers move too? I'm not trying to do that. They are connected. The tendons, my index finger and my middle two fingers are connected. Pinky one isn't. That's why it has so much more strength, okay? So I solve that by gripping this hard. Now, if I grip this hard and move this, notice these don't move anymore. They don't have anywhere to move. So I grip the tar out of the gun with my dominant hand and press that trigger to the rear. So and I'm not going, Ugh! So if I say, gun go off now, that's when I go like this and I push it forward, and that's that pre-ignition push, okay? If instead I go grip the gun, put the sights on the target, and just press straight through the trigger, then I leave my sights where they belong and the shot goes exactly where I want it to go. Make sense? So because, now watch this, if I grip all these fingers at once and I start gripping them, do you notice what that did to my wrist and my hand? See how it goes in when I do that? It also tends to go down. So it goes in and down. Guess what that goes in a right-handed shooter? That's a low left shot all day long. So if instead I grip the tar out of it and press, then my hand doesn't move. Make sense? I want you to experience that. All right, eyes and ears, everybody. Eyes and ears. So now I want you to think about toes, hips, shoulders, nose towards the target. Grip the gun like I know how to grip the gun, right? Sights on the target. Nice little bit of bend in the elbow. Keep the front sight in between the rear sight, and just as I've gripped the tar out of this gun, it can't push low left anymore. Okay, press that trigger straight to the rear. Bang. Okay? Would you run the line for just a moment while I go get something? Guys, you're released. Come up to the 3-yard line and safely draw your firearm, load it, and do your thing. So this is where you find your jiu-jitsu makes you so good, because your hands are so strong. So you can grip the sharkies out of that gun and it won't move around on you.
That's awesome. Right?
The more pressure you put here on the pinkies, the less it'll rise. Yeah, very good. That's a nice group, Justin. Okay, so here's what you're gonna do. So go ahead and safely draw your firearm. So just hold it. If I may, I'm going to not put my hand over the muzzle, but I'm just going to install that bad boy, and that's all it took. Okay, so now go ahead and safely load. I just want you to do the same thing you were doing. Press that gun out there. Good grip, good sights, as still as your trigger, still as the gun can stay while the trigger goes off, okay? Go ahead, just do 5 shots. Take your time. Nice. Okay, so now I'm going to remove this safely without putting my hand in front of the muzzle, which is a pretty advanced tactic there, but notice I didn't. And then go ahead and safely holster. Your average score, 83.2. That's pretty solid. Now, if you look at your individuals here, your first shot was actually terrible. And that first one that went a little bit low, notice here what happened is that I want to see your first shot. Do you see that yellow there? That's the 150 milliseconds before the gun went. Okay. So that first one you went and anticipated a little bit, so it gave you a low score. So this was right before the shot broke, but then the 150 milliseconds before it went down, and then the gun starts going up. Now, then when I go to the next shot, notice that second shot, a 98.6, because look at the 150 milliseconds before, right? And so you can use this tool. This next one here, just a tiny bit of rightward lean, but whatever. That next one, over 90, perfect. Beautiful stuff right before the shot broke. Perfect, beautiful stuff right before the shot broke. So if I'm consistently going, then it'll show me.
Okay.
Kind of a cool tool, right? Yeah. Kind of a neat thing to see. Who wants to go next? So go ahead and safely draw your firearm.
It's got, let me see anything in it.
You got 5 rounds in it?
I have no idea.
Well, let's go check. You got none rounds in it. You got a fresh magazine?
Yeah, I got a fresh magazine. Oh,
Okay.
it didn't lock back when it's there.
Yeah, sometimes that happens when you're gripping it hard and high. It's okay, just drop it. All right, before you drop that slide, go ahead and point the gun out, just set the gun up on your target. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. Again, not putting my hand over the muzzle. Okay, very good. Go ahead and safely drop your slide.
Get on my
I'm
target.
gonna come over here. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so again, grip the gun, sight the gun, and I want that still as it can possibly be, and just trigger the gun straight to the rear. Okay, go ahead, man. Easy day. Okay, so finger off the trigger. Now what I want you to do is I want you to really think about gripping the tar out of that gun down here, side to side here, front to back here, nice and tight. All the tight you're gonna get.
Okay.
And that's staying that tight. And now press straight, easy to the rear. Okay, go ahead and let's go ahead and finger off the trigger. I'm gonna take that off and safely holster. Now, I want to show you the difference here in what you did, because if you look, your average is 76, which isn't terrible, right? You hadn't done a ton of pistol shooting. But let's look at each shot. So notice your second shot was down there a little low, a little bit over 80, but that last shot where I told you to really think about your pinkies, you were over 90.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's great.
So guess what? That's where that goes in. So that last shot, that 150 milliseconds, because you were all in it. Now, the first couple, you notice downward just a little bit, a good down and left, you know, as a righty shooter, that's going to happen. A little bit of downward, which means usually it means I'm leaving it soft until the end.
It was soft, it was soft. I noticed it was soft the whole time.
Yep.
The grip was soft,
So, and then as soon as that, on that sixth shot, you went none of that garbage.
Yeah.
You scored a 91.8.
Cool.
So guys, there you go. Grip the gun, sight the gun, trigger the gun. You work on this on the range. This will make you a better shooter. Once you've got this going, then we can work on getting fast as a shooter.